Broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for joining our webinar session today. It's a very special session, and we're excited to be here to present the launch of the integration between Jonas Club software and Jonas Quorum. So thank you very much for taking some time out of your day today to join us. We do have this scheduled for a full hour, but I think we're going to be short of that, so at least plenty of time for Q&A and anyone that has questions on the line today. So a little bit of housekeeping before we get started. This session is being recorded, so we will distribute the session after today. There will be a follow-up email that will go out tomorrow, so you can distribute the recording to anybody at your clubs that may have missed the opportunity to be here live today. All of your lines are muted, so that means that if you do have questions throughout the presentation, we'd like you to use the chat box. Throw any questions you've got into that box and just let us know what you're curious about. We will have ample time for Q&A at the end of the session today, so not to worry, we'll make sure that everything gets taken care of. On the line today, we have a couple of great product experts bringing you some really good content. So Tim Fallon from Jonas Chorum, he's an application consultant. We have Robert Lamanna, who's product manager at Jonas Club Software, and your glorified host, myself, Trevor Kuglin. I'm Vice President of Marketing with Jonas Club Software. So to get us started today, I want to talk just for a minute about Jonas Club Software, what we do, who we are, and kind of our philosophy on club software. So Jonas Club Software is really an amalgamation of a number of brands within the club space. We do everything from back office software, so enterprise management systems for clubs, Jonas Club Management, Jonas Encore Club Systems Group, Clubminder, Club Caddy. We have websites and mobile solutions, including Members First, Web Creative, and our Clubhouse Online suite. And then we have value-added applications, things like Member Insight, our employee or our staff survey system, Metrics First, a cloud-based business intelligence platform, Club Pay, outsourced payroll provider and HR solutions, and the Private Club Network, which is a concierge golf booking service. Jonas Club Software has over 250 employees around the world in our offices located throughout North America, Europe, and South Africa. And we have over 5,000 total installations of our products in use today. The way that we like to look at technology at a club is really that we want to be the single source business that offers you best of breed technology for all of your business areas. We look at the entire club, all of your different departments, everything from back office to your food and beverage operations, your kitchen with kitchen display systems, your marinas with our marina management applications, management, reporting, point of sale, health and fitness activities, everything down to event bookings and scheduling tools. We further extend that with our Clubhouse Online website solution and our mobile apps. The one thing, though, that we've had in the past room booking software available to Jonas Club Management clients, but one of the things that we never really had was a robust solution like Jonas Quorum. So for the past year or so, we worked very closely with the Quorum team to develop quite a unique integration with their platform. Now, you'll learn a little bit more about Jonas Quorum when Tim takes over here, but basically we're very excited to be launching this integration today because for the first time, Jonas Club Software clients are able to take advantage of a true cloud-based PMS system for their hotels and their room operations. So without any further delay, I'd like to introduce Tim Fallon. Tim, I'll go ahead and make you the presenter here, and you can share your screen and take us away.
Thanks, Trevor. Appreciate it. So a little bit about who we are, Jonas Chorum. Just to kind of let you know that we're not new in the property management system space. We have been around for years, and as far as our product that we're going to show you today, it's approximately 11 years old, going into 12 years. We're not just for small properties or large properties. We're a little bit of everything in between as well. We have small properties of 10, 15, 20 rooms, but then of course we have hotels in our portfolio upwards to 500 rooms. So a wide variety there as far as our different clients are concerned. We also have, being a cloud-based system, a industry-leading uptime of 99% plus, which means really, you know, when looking at a cloud-based system, you want to make sure that everything is running at all times. And so in this case, this 99% uptime capability with our cloud system is something that we're really proud of. We also have a 24/7, 365 support center that we provide as well. It's based in Phoenix, Arizona. And there's different ways of being able to access us as far as support is concerned. There's chat, there's an 800 number, there's email capabilities, and then we even allow senior management at properties to access our ticketing system with a username and password so that they can open up their own tickets, as well as have that capability to be able to go in and see what's happening as it relates to that. So as far as our products are concerned with Jonas Quorum, then there's the property management system, and as Trevor has mentioned, it's a full property management system. We'll show you all the capabilities that are within the system. We also have Quorum CRS, which integrates all of the online travel agencies and web booking engines with a seamless connection into our system as well. We do have guest-facing mobile as well as staff-facing mobile. The difference between the two, the guest-facing mobile, we've all heard over the last couple of years, the ability to be able to do contactless check-in. So that capability is there from a guest standpoint. But we also have mobile capabilities that are built within the system for staff, for management, for housekeeping, for maintenance, and we'll briefly touch on those as well. The other option that we have that's available to us is the offline sync. And this is really important for properties that are in locations where internet might be sketchy or they might lose internet through means of a storm. We have this offline capability that allows you to be able to go ahead and continue to operate in an offline mode, whether that be checking people in, checking people out, running housekeeping reports, etc. But then also have the capability to be able to have all of this information sync up with our servers in Arizona once the internet has been reestablished. So some of the things that we pride ourselves in is our user interface that you're going to see today. Being cloud-based, you have access from anywhere. So there's the ability to be able to offer remote access, whether that be from an offsite office, from home, from a vacation site, whatever the case may be. And then as well, we aren't married to either PCs or Mac. We're device agnostic. So you can run our software on a Mac, you can run it on a PC if you so desire. When it comes down to our mobile capabilities, it could be Android or Apple. And as going back to the different platforms being either Mac or PC, different browsers. So Safari for Mac, Edge, Chrome, Firefox, whatever you want to use, because it's simply just running off of an internet connection that you have with our servers in Arizona. We do offer yield management functionality as well, from the ability to be able to tier rates and be able to manage rates within the software, right up to the point of being able to offer upsell capabilities as well, either that being moving into a nicer room at the time of check-in or different add-ons that might be available through your particular clubs. We pride ourselves as well with our housekeeping module that allows you to do virtually everything that's required, including maintenance, things like maintenance requests or setting rooms off market, the ability to go ahead and create made sheets and offer different areas with respect to things like lost and found, or setting up any sort of checklist that you want your housekeeping staff to complete as well. So as far as our integration with Club is concerned, we're part of Jonas software, as Trevor has been able to show you in previous slide, and we are connected with Jonas Club software through what we refer to as Jonas Arc. So in simple terms, it's the connection between ourselves and Club that allows us that capability to be able to communicate back and forth. And in our software with this two-way integration, what we're able to do is we're able to take member data that comes from Club and be able to have that download into our system. So during this period of time, what's happening is information like member type or charging privileges or club status, all of that information is constantly going back from Club into our system, with updates happening every half an hour. So if you have a new member, or if you have a change in status or anything like that, all of that information will then flow down. As far as charging is concerned, charges can be sent to the guest in the property management system or staying at the hotel, or it could be settled to a member account, whatever you choose to do. And then at end of day, the ability to be able to take the information from the property management system, from Quorum PMS, and to be able to go ahead and sync that up with the general ledger that's available within Club. So let's go ahead and take a deeper look at Quorum PMS. I'm going to go ahead and bring up my screen here and show you our main start screen. So this is our main dashboard that we have within Quorum. You'll notice all the different modules themselves that are within the system are listed down the left-hand side of the screen. And when you set up security for users, then what you're able to do is determine what modules are going to be visible to that particular user when they log on. So for those that have limited access to the system, it makes their screen nice and clean and requires them only to get into the areas that you've been able to provide to them. We encourage tabbing within the system to be able to go back and forth between different screens. So gone are the days where you have to close out of something and reopen it again. We have our key performance indicators across the top, arrivals, departure information, with all of the arrivals and departures themselves appearing in the very middle of the screen here. Lower section gives us information regarding occupancy, housekeeping statuses on the far right-hand side of the screen, and a link back to different areas that if you require reports. For example, in-house guest list. Properties usually like to have a list of the guests that are in-house available by the switchboard. There's a quick link back to that within our system. The quick check-in and the quick checkout icon. So for example, when clicking on this particular icon here, this is an example of what we can do as it relates to upsell capabilities. So based off of the number of nights that a guest may be staying, as well as the rate code being offered and the number of people, if there is a room type that is of a better quality, it gives the desk agent the opportunity to be able to ask this guest upon check-in whether they might be interested in a nicer room, let's say for an extra $20 a night. There is reporting associated with this as well, so that you can see how much incremental revenue has been garnered by simply asking that question at the time of check-in. If that is something that's maybe not applicable to your particular operation, possibly the add-ons would be something. 3 to a line, as many lines here as you so desire. The ability, again, for the desk agent to ask the guest at the time of check-in, for example, would they require a late checkout on this day? Or are they traveling with a pet? Or do they have a vehicle and you're having to charge, whatever the case may be. So those capabilities are there as well. We also provide a signature capture option for the purposes of registration. So what we're talking about there is the ability through an EMV device that captures the chip in a credit card to be able to embed your terms and conditions within that particular device, to be able to go ahead and initial that, sign them, and then for us to be able to store this registration card within the guest record if you need to go ahead and access it at any time in the future. As far as the night audit is concerned, many operations are not 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So as a result, what we're able to do is based off of limited hours, we can arrange to have a night audit that's configured and run at a particular time automatically. So what it would do is it would go ahead, run the night audit, post room and tax, also authorize any guests if they're using credit cards to be able to go ahead and get additional authorization, settle credit card batches as well, and be able to send any sort of notifications that are required to management if there happens to be an imbalance between the credit cards as well as the posting journal within the system. And then you can also determine the night audit reports that you want to make part of your set. We will take all the night audit reports and store them on our servers in Arizona So that way you're not having to print them out, put in them banker boxes, and have them either stored on-site, off-site, whatever. We'll take care of all of that for you. And at the same time, to give you that capability to be able to go ahead and access those reports at any time that you so desire. As far as the rate structures are concerned within our system, we can go in and we can create different types of rates. So we can create daily rates, we can do weekly rates, and we can do monthly rates, as well as dynamic rates. So let's say AAA or AARP or any sort of discounts, either a dollar figure or percentages or increase that could be added to a particular rate code. And the other thing that we offer within our system is the yield management functionality to be able to set up, if you so desire, what we refer to as rate tiering. And so what rate tiering does is it goes ahead and gives you the opportunity to have up to 10 different rates structured within your database. And you can go in and you can decide on a particular rate tier. You can have rates to decrease either by a dollar amount or a percentage to be able to go ahead and drive business to your particular property. And then you also can go in and have rates close when the hotel occupancy meets or exceeds a certain level. So that way you're able to perform yield management functionality to help to secure the best available rate for your particular property. We have group modules in the system as well that allows you to track repetitive group business through what we refer to as sales masters, but you don't have to have sales masters to go ahead and create a group. We can go ahead and we can create groups individually. We can either auto release or manual release groups based off of checking a box and setting a date. We can also enable shoulder dates for groups. So if they're arriving earlier or staying later, we can go in and set up a rate code so that they're not getting that deep discount rate for the group, but at the same time too, you may provide them with some sort of discount. And the rates can be different pre and post arrival. The other thing within our group module that properties enjoy is the ability to be able to go ahead and import a rooming list. So that access to be able to send out a Excel template that we have within the software, and then having the organizer fill in that information, sending it back to your property, and someone selecting that file, and it will go ahead then and create all of the reservations for your particular group. I mentioned as well the housekeeping module, full housekeeping module that allows you to create your made sheets and do room assignments, put rooms out of order, which means they're not rentable during a particular period of time. Maintenance requests, the ability to set up maintenance requests to maintenance people to go in and do things like changing light bulbs, burnt out light bulbs, or changing batteries in the remote, things along those particular lines. And we also have the ability to go ahead, as I mentioned, to do lost and found, create checklists, and the change log, which allows you the opportunity to see the different activities within the housekeeping department. Who went ahead and changed the status of a room? What time was that status changed? What was the old status and what was the new status? So also what I want to do is very quickly go in and show you our mobile capabilities as well. So Android or Apple, it doesn't really matter. As I mentioned before, we're device agnostic. We don't really care. There's 3 different areas as it relates to our mobile capabilities for staff-facing mobile. This is the management functionality. So as I showed you earlier, there was that dashboard that showed you the key performance indicators for the day. So key management can be having this available on their particular device at all times. So whether they're on site or off site, they'll know exactly what's happening as it relates to the guest activity, arrivals, departure information, important information regarding revenue, occupancy information, as well as any sort of housekeeping statuses as well. And we do have the capability through our software to also be able to send text messages to a device as well too. So the little icon that shows as an envelope at the very bottom of the screen allows us to be able to send text messages out of the property management system to a device. So this information could be sent to a manager, or it could be sent to somebody in housekeeping or maintenance, whoever you want to go ahead and provide the capabilities of mobile to, and those messages will appear on that particular device. We also have a task management option within the system as well too, and a dashboard so that you can create tasks for either different individuals or groups, and these tasks will come out as a pending item, an individual receiving a task and then go ahead and mark it as being picked up, and then going ahead and completing that task, and all of this will update a task management dashboard that's available in the property management system. And tasks can be set up for the future as well too, and they also can be set up for individuals, or they can be set up for groups like housekeeping or maintenance, etc. The other option that we have that's available for management is a sales forecast. So not only are they able to see that dashboard in real time, they have this capability to be able to see today's revenue projection, a graph on the 7-day revenue trending, information regarding arrivals and departures and stayover information, ADR, RevPAR, advancing 1 day at a time, choosing a future date from a calendar, and being able to turn around and see what revenue trending and projection would be based off of that particular start date. The other thing that we offer for management as well is the manager's report. This report can be automatically emailed at end of day, but it also can be available on a device. And so 5 different screens, with the first screen showing revenue. We also do a daily, month-to-date, year-to-date comparison, and we do it year over year as well too. So you'll get to see on this first screen revenue information, room revenue, other revenue information as it relates to payments, room inventory information, and we break out groups as well as transient, giving you stats on both. Guest arrivals and departures, so guest activities, and again, breaking out groups as well as transit, length of stay, number of people, etc. And then information regarding rooms sold and ADR and RevPAR. As far as housekeeping is concerned, as I showed earlier, we have a full housekeeping module, but rather than going ahead and creating housekeeping worksheets that can be done in the old-fashioned way, printing them out, putting them on clipboards and having staff sign them out with their keys, we can embed these onto devices. And these devices, they don't need to be running off a cell phone. They can be running on a administrative Wi-Fi for the particular property. So a lot of properties are either allowing the staff to be able to utilize their own devices, or they're turning around and they're providing devices for them. So these, for example, would be the rooms that I have for the day. And so I see the available rooms that are dirty as well as those that are clean. If there's, in this case, an arrival happening in one of these rooms, I get an opportunity to go ahead and get into that room, and I can start a timer. So there is reporting associated with timing of how long it takes for a maid to clean a room. You can embed checklists, as I mentioned earlier, as well. So over and above your normal cleaning standards, giving them the ability in real time to change status to either clean and occupied or clean and vacant, or turning around and not allowing them the security to be able to access those 2 options, but to just give them an option to be able to set a room to inspect, which then requires someone to go ahead and inspect that room and clear it for them. The other thing that we're able to do as well is we're able to go ahead and we're able to use the camera in these devices to be able to turn around and open up maintenance issues. So maintenance carrying a device as well too can see that we have a broken door handle in one of these rooms. They would see exactly what we're looking at. They could go into that room and in real time fix that handle and then turn around and close that particular maintenance item. No limitations as far as the number of maintenance items that you can have. Lost and found components, same thing, using the camera to take pictures of a particular lost and found item, and starting a lost and found ticket that flows back to the property management system, that over time then the status would change to possibly either being disposed of or being claimed or delivered, etc. Supervisors are also able to go ahead and have a small device as well too, at which time they can go ahead and see what rooms for all of their particular maids for a particular day. So we can change this option here to everyone's rooms. They can receive text messages as well as tasks, and then they can go into rooms that need to be inspected and change the status. But a lot of properties, though, are using a tablet as it relates to housekeeping supervisors. So the tablet functionality, again, is either Android or Apple. Doesn't matter what device it is, but it does provide the opportunity to be able to go ahead and have additional functionality that is able to be able to take care of. So this, for example, is an iPad, and you'll see that what we have here is full functionality as it relates to the property management system, but on a tablet. The only thing that's not available on here is GM functions, which the area where you go in and you build and maintain your database. But we have that capability to be able to use a tablet for other means, whether that be for check-in or check-out. If we talk about a housekeeping supervisor, what they're able to do is they're able to change status from here. So they could go into the housekeeping module, they can pull up the status of all the rooms, and they can go in and they can change the status to whatever they want it to be. The nice thing about this as well, though, too, is you'll notice on the top right-hand side of the screen, there's a little bubble where we can go in and we can send a staff message. So whether that message goes to a group of people or whether that goes to, let's say, the front desk, then while they're traveling around the property, they have that capability to be able to go ahead and send a message to someone. And so we have a little dashboard here to see what's been sent and what's been received. And then as well, while they're walking the floors or walking the property, they have the ability to set up those tasks that we talked about before. So they can go ahead and address tasks, they can look at tasks, they can create new tasks as well. So those capabilities are there as well. As it relates to the front desk, a lot of properties use a tablet behind the desk to help to shorten the line. So they might come out from behind the front desk and they might grab people in a lineup and take them to another area within the lobby and pull up the departures list and then check people out from a tablet as opposed to doing it through the property management system at the front desk. So the capabilities are there to be able to go ahead and do that. And then as well, what they're able to do is they're able to send a copy of an email as well at the same time. So that information of a folio is then passed on to them. Having a little bit of a problem here getting this to load up here, but there we go. And if you have it set to not print but to email, then we can go ahead and we can email this out. So that's really a high-level overview of what we have as far as Quorum is concerned, our property management system. So at this time, I think we want to turn it over to Robert Lamanna.
Great, thanks, Ray. Rob, I will go ahead and make you the presenter. And you can take it away.
Will do. So when my screen comes up, you should be looking at the Graceland's website with the integration to the Quorum hotel reservations. The Clubhouse Online module is fully responsive, so whether you're viewing it on a desktop, a tablet, or a mobile device, the controls will orient themselves accordingly based on that device size. So you can have this in your app, you can have this on a desktop, they can access this through the mobile browser, all of which will work equally well. When members come in, they're going to select their arrival and departure date. So if I were to pick, I can pick as far as August 11th because I've set my max advance booking to 14 days, but you can configure that however you want, and they can book, they can select an arrival date anytime within that 14-day range from today forward, and then they can select their departure date. Let's say they're checking out on the Sunday, they're bringing 2 adults, and they want to select either a specific room type, and these are all room types that are being brought back from Quorum Hotel. So you set them up once, and then you just have to choose which ones, or the members have to choose which ones they want to select, and then they can select, I'll just select all, they can select the reservation type. Are they booking for themselves, or are they booking on behalf of a guest of the club? If I select member and hit find rooms, it's going to reflect the room types that are available, and that can accommodate my reservation and present me with prices based off that rate, that reservation type. So you'll have one rate set up for members and another set up for guests, which I'll show you when we get into the configuration of it. But the member can see all the room types that are available based on their search and select. If I had said, you know what, I only want to see the suite with 1 king bed non-smoking, then it's only going to return the one result for me. So They can see as many satisfactory results or as few depending on their choice. If they want to book this room, they can click on select, and when they do, it'll bring them in to the booking screen wherein all their information is already submitted except for the email address at which they want to receive it. So we'll just send it to my email. Their address is already pre-populated, same with their city, state, zip code, and phone number, and they can simply click on book now. All of the details of the reservation are contained within this left pane. So what your nightly rate is, what your total cost is, and all the details of your room, check-in, check-out, number of adults, etc. And upon clicking book now, that's going to send a real-time request to Quorum, and if successful, the user will receive a confirmation on screen indicating their confirmation, and they can cancel that booking. They can also see any open reservations they have through this My Reservations tab, and this will be isolated to just hotel reservations, but if they wanted to see all bookings, they could go to the My Bookings within Clubhouse Online to find that, which it would be included. And if I wanted to cancel, I can just click on cancel, and again, details brought up, click on yes, and that will successfully cancel the reservation, both online and in Quorum. If you're booking on behalf of a guest, the process is basically the same. There's only a couple things that are going to change. One is the rate that we're going to display is going to be the guest rate. I think in this case, they're actually going to be the same. Oh no, they're slightly different. Well, that's based off the dates I picked. But again, if I can pick the room, the biggest difference is now we know Roger Smith is making the booking, but it's going to be on behalf of someone else. So let's just say it's Trevor. And it's 123 Any Street, and that's Toronto, Ontario, M2H2Y3. And then I can submit the booking on behalf of a guest. This is still my booking, but it'll indicate that it's been booked on behalf of Trevor Kuglin. So either scenario, members can book for themselves or they can book on behalf of guests. The rates will reflect the differences based on which rates you've selected. The other thing we do offer within this solution is a view-only option, which I haven't turned on right now, but when you turn it on, the members will see the results, but they will not be able to actually execute a booking. They'll be forced to call into the club in order to make a reservation. So with that, let's take a look at the configuration. Relatively simple. Once you establish your Quorum hotel code, which you can get provided from Quorum, and you just provide your hotel name, on submission, it'll bring back all this data. So you can set up your max advance booking, which rate code you want to select for a member, which rate code you want to select for a guest. And then you can also say whether or not you want to allow the addition of children, which I didn't have turned on, but that then says, okay, what's the watershed age for those? So then you'll be able to submit how many children you're bringing both under and over the age of 12. And then you can set this view-only hotel, like I said, which then limits your ability to make reservations. If that's something you want to do, you want to show the members the availability you have at the club for hotel reservations, but you don't want to necessarily allow them to book themselves online. You want them to call in to make that reservation. So I'm just going to submit that so I can turn it on. The other thing you're going to have the ability to do is configure those room type descriptions and the room type images. So again, once your integration is set, we're going to bring back all the room types, and you have the ability to edit these. So these are not canned descriptions. You can edit whatever you want in here, and you can modify these images just by clicking on it. It'll allow you to browse your files and select a different photo to apply into the room. So we're gonna bring back all these room type names, but ultimately you're gonna have the ability to configure what description is displayed and what image is shown for them. So you'll see here it has the room type name from Quorum, as well as the code, which we don't display to the members, but you have the ability to go in and set the description as well as the image used for that room type. Now that I've flipped over into the view only mode, and with the children, I'll just reload this page, and you'll see the subtle differences that have been applied. So now you'll see more configuration options when you're setting up your search. Most notably the addition of the children under and over 12. So I can say it's 2 adults, it's a family. Let's set the check-in date for next Tuesday and set the checkout for next Saturday. And it'll be 2 adults and 1 child under 12 and 1 child over 12. and then we'll say it's still member, and we'll say find rooms, and it will show the availability, but you won't have the ability to start a booking. So no select button here. This shows you all the information that you need regarding each of the rooms and the rates related to them. That's pretty much the demo for the online integration to Quorum Hotel and the module within Clubhouse Online. With that, I will pass control back over to you, Trevor.
Excellent. Thanks very much, Rob.
Just
all right, so you should be able to see my screen again. And with that, it actually concludes the demo portion of today's session. So we have collected a few questions throughout the presentation today. So I want to use this opportunity to let everyone on the line know that if you have any additional follow-up questions, if you'd like more information to get a demo or pricing, Ashton Ryan is the best person to contact. She's the business development manager at Jonas Quorum. The email address and phone number are on the screen now. You can take that down. Or, of course, you can reply back to our follow-up email that's going to be going out in the next day or two, which will include a link to today's video recording. So with that said, let me just take a look at a couple of the questions that have floated in here. Let's see. All right, so Tim, this first one is going to go to you. Being cloud-based and of using the mobile capabilities, I'm concerned about my employees accessing our PMS from outside the hotel. Are there any safeguards in place? Tim, I'll just go ahead and unmute your line here. And for some reason, it's not letting me unmute Tim's line. So Rob, while we figure out what's going on with Tim's line, let me throw a question over to you really quickly, because I can see your audio is turned on.
it is.
So does the Quorum integration apply solely to hotels, or are there applications really for country clubs? So maybe you can speak a little bit to kind of the integration between the two systems as a whole.
Sure. Speaking specifically to the Quorum Hotel, we are using that ARC infrastructure that Tim mentioned during the meeting, showing that Jonas Club was connecting to Jonas Quorum through this ARC interface. That integration right now exists solely for Jonas Quorum. We will be extending what we call ARC integration into other modules. That said, other applications that we have available for country clubs, like tea time booking, court booking, appointment and lesson booking, dining reservations, all of those modules are already integrated, not necessarily through ARC per se, but there is integration in place where members can make real-time bookings for any of those applications I mentioned by way of the website. So yes, there is integration already existing for, like I said, tea times, court booking, appointments, dining, courts, events, etc. There's a wide range of applications we offer that are integrated between the web and the back office system running at the country club.
Excellent. Thanks very much, Rob. All right, Tim, it looks like we got your line unmuted there. So let me go ahead and throw that question back to you. Being cloud-based and if using the mobile capabilities, I'm concerned about my employees accessing our PMS from outside the hotel. Are there any safeguards in place?
Thanks, Trevor. Yes, there are safeguards in place. Through security, you're able to determine exactly who and who does not have access as it relates to remote capabilities. And there's also the ability to be able to lock down specific devices as well through the IP address. And we should mention as well and remind everyone that as far as the mobile capabilities on-site is concerned, you're running that through a administrative Wi-Fi network, and that you don't need to have any sort of cell plans if you're looking at using that staff-facing mobile for, let's say, housekeeping and maintenance.
Excellent. Thanks very much, Tim. Let me just see here. Rob, this question is for you, asking, can members add credit card information from the customer portal?
No, not presently. All of the credit card transactions could be handled at the check-in and check-out. So no credit card entry on the web forms today. That would all be handled at time of check-in.
So the same as the rest of our Clubhouse online applications then?
Correct, as of today, yes.
Okay, excellent. We've got another one back over to you. Is there an additional charge for the staff-facing mobile application?
So that's a good question, Trevor. No, the staff-facing mobile, the housekeeping, maintenance, and management portion, all of that is part and parcel of the Quorum PMS software.
Excellent. Thank you. We just got a question that came in from Amy. I'll throw this one out. We're looking for guest services applications such as concierge, bell services, transportation, dining off property, and excursions. So the question is, between Tim and Rob, is Quorum the right solution for those types of needs, or is it a combination between what's offered in Jonas Club software and with Quorum?
I think speaking from our side, and Robert, you might be able to go ahead and offer some opportunity here as well too. But as far as Quorum is concerned, there is integration with those, but as far as the PMS software is concerned itself, then it's not part and parcel. I'm not sure whether any of those components that Amy has mentioned, Robert, are part of or integrated with Club at all.
Yeah, I mean, some of that stuff could be booked through Clubhouse Online and the website today, not in conjunction with the hotel booking as we speak. That is something we will be investigating as we started this integration relationship down the road to try and bring everything together into a single booking engine. That's a little bit down the road time horizon wise, but that is sort of the idea we're looking at in bringing these applications together, is like a full booking suite where someone could organize the entirety of their trip as it relates to amenities offered at the club.
Excellent. Okay, thanks very much, guys. We will just finish up here with one last question. Tim, this one will be for you. Does Quorum allow for automatic raising of prices based off of occupancy? Great question.
Yes, and the yield management functionality within Quorum, again, no additional charge for this, but the ability to do rate tiering, and that aspect whereby different occupancy levels allows for the rates to automatically adjust. So as you get closer to selling out at your particular property, and of course we have all of these integrations of reservations coming in, they're not manually entered nowadays, they all come in through the internet, entering into and dropping into the system. So occupancy levels can be changing at all times, and you want to make sure that you're not leaving any money on the table. So our occupancy-based rate tiering allows for that. So once you move into a different level of occupancy, it can be set to raise either by a dollar amount or a percentage.
Thanks very much, Tim. So folks, out of respect for everyone's time here, we're trying to wrap up at 1:45. So there are a number of questions. There's more questions than I anticipated today. So we take note of those, and anybody whose questions didn't get answered, we'll make sure to follow up with you and get back. If you have a question that comes to mind after the fact, by all means, you can reach out to us through the event link, by contacting Ashton, or replying to the email that you received from us in the next day or two. But again, we want to thank everyone for joining us today. This is a really exciting launch for us, and you'll be hearing more about the work and the integration between Jonas Club software and Jonas Quorum over the coming weeks and months. So thanks again, and thanks to everyone on the line today for presenting these two great products. Take care, everyone. Have a great day.